Imagine a night that was supposed to become one of the biggest celebrations for ARMY in Toronto. Thousands of fans arrived with one goal: to see BTS return to the stage and share another unforgettable night with them. The light sticks were glowing, the crowd was getting louder, and the excitement was building with every passing minute. But then, the sky over Toronto began to change. Rain started falling. And this was not just a brief drizzle that would disappear after a few minutes. The big question was, when the rain became heavier, would BTS still take the stage? And perhaps even more importantly, what would happen to the thousands of ARMY who had already traveled, waited, and prepared for this special night? This is what makes BTS's first night in Toronto so fascinating. Because despite the unpredictable weather, one thing remained unchanged: the determination of fans to see the 7 members of BTS standing together on stage once again. And for Jimin's fans in particular, moments like this can feel even more emotional. Jimin is not only known for his extraordinary vocals, powerful dancing, and unforgettable stage presence. He is also known for creating an emotional connection with ARMY through simple gestures, smiles, eye contact, and the way he communicates with fans. But that night, Toronto presented a completely different challenge. So what actually happened when the rain arrived during BTS's first night in Toronto? And did the rain really have the power to stop a concert that so many people had been waiting for? Before we get to the moment that has ARMY talking, we need to understand the situation surrounding the concert itself. BTS's Toronto shows are part of the group's highly anticipated BTS World Tour Arirang, bringing the members back to the stage for a major global tour. For ARMY in Toronto, this was not simply another concert date on a calendar. It was an opportunity to finally see BTS in their own city. For some fans, that moment had been years in the making. Some may have followed BTS since their early years, when the group was performing on much smaller stages. Others may have discovered their music during difficult moments in their lives. And some may have spent years watching BTS through a screen, waiting for the day they could finally see them in person. So when that opportunity finally arrived, the rain could not simply erase the emotional meaning of the night. But there is something important to understand about an outdoor concert. Weather is unpredictable. A concert can be perfectly planned months in advance, but nobody can control what happens in the sky. Fans can prepare their outfits. They can buy their tickets. They can plan their transportation. They can travel across cities or even countries. But they cannot tell the clouds when to stop raining. And perhaps that is exactly what makes moments like this feel so real. They are not perfect. They are not scripted like a movie. They are real. The rain falls. People get wet. The lights continue shining. And when BTS appears on stage, thousands of people suddenly have only one thing on their minds. The 7 members in front of them: RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, Jungkook. Imagine being inside that crowd. You have been waiting for hours. The air becomes colder. The rain begins to fall harder. Your clothes are getting wet. You are trying to protect your phone so you can record the moment. Your light stick is still in your hand. Then the lights change. The crowd becomes louder. And suddenly, BTS appears. At that moment, the rain may still be falling, but it no longer feels like the most important thing in the world. Your attention is on the stage. And this is one of the reasons BTS concerts can feel so powerful. They are not simply about watching a musical performance. They are about experiencing something together. The artist gives energy to the audience. The audience gives that energy right back. The members hear thousands of voices calling their names. Fans see their smiles. The music begins. And suddenly, everyone becomes part of the same moment. That is why a little rain does not automatically destroy the atmosphere. The atmosphere does not come only from the weather. It comes from people. From thousands of fans standing together. From songs they know by heart. From the names they shout together. And from the feeling that after waiting for so long, BTS is finally standing right in front of them. But there is another important side to this story. When we see BTS continuing to perform during rainy conditions, we should not automatically assume that the members or organizers are simply ignoring the weather. For a massive outdoor concert, the safety of the artists, fans, staff, and crew has to come first. Weather conditions can affect equipment, the stage, electrical systems, movement, and the safety of everyone inside the venue. That means decisions about whether a show continues are much more complicated than what we see in a short social media clip. There are people working behind the scenes. There are production teams. There are security personnel. There are venue staff. There are weather considerations. And there are decisions being made to determine whether the performance can safely continue. So when we see BTS performing while rain is falling, the real story is not simply that they are fighting the rain. It is also about the enormous team working behind the scenes to make a major stadium concert possible. But once the conditions allow the show to continue, something extraordinary happens. The rain becomes part of the memory. Think about it. A concert under perfect weather might be beautiful, but years later, fans may remember a completely different detail. They may remember standing in the rain. They may remember how everyone screamed when BTS appeared. They may remember holding their light sticks while trying to keep their phones dry. They may remember looking at the stage and realizing, I am actually here. And those are the memories that can last for years. For many ARMY, BTS is connected to personal memories. A song may remind someone of a difficult period. Another song may remind someone of a friendship. Another may remind someone of a family member. And another may simply bring back memories of growing up with BTS's music. That is why a concert can become much more than entertainment. It can become a personal milestone. And for older and longtime fans, that emotional connection can be particularly meaningful. Some fans may have followed the members for a decade. They have watched them grow. They have seen their careers change. They have watched individual members develop their own artistic identities. They have supported them through difficult periods. And now they are watching BTS stand on a massive stage again. So when rain begins falling during a night like this, the reaction is not always, the weather is terrible. Sometimes the reaction is simply, I have waited too long for this. And that may be one of the simplest ways to understand the relationship between BTS and ARMY. Of course, that does not mean fans should ever put themselves in danger. Safety must always come first. But when conditions are safe enough for the show to continue, fans want to be part of the moment. And Toronto appears to have provided a powerful example of exactly that. Imagine the minutes before the performance begins. Crew members are moving around behind the scenes. Technicians are checking equipment. Security teams are monitoring the crowd. Fans are holding their light sticks. Some are wearing rain protection. Others are trying to protect their phones. Some are simply standing there, waiting. Then the lights change. The crowd erupts. And BTS appears. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere changes. At that point, the rain is no longer simply weather. It becomes part of the story of the night. And this is where Jimin becomes particularly interesting for fans. Jimin has a very distinctive way of performing on stage. He does not always need huge movements to capture attention. Sometimes one smile is enough. One glance toward the audience. One small gesture. One expression during a song. And suddenly, thousands of fans react. His ability to combine dance, vocals, and emotional expression has always been an important part of his stage presence. When the stage is surrounded by lights and rain, those visual moments can become even more dramatic. Imagine the scene. The lights reflect against the wet surfaces. Rain falls through the beams of the stage lights. Thousands of light sticks glow across the stadium. And in the middle of everything, BTS continues performing. But there is a deeper question here. Why are so many fans willing to stay? Why would someone stand in the rain for hours just to watch a concert? The answer cannot be explained by the word music alone. For many people, BTS has become part of their life story. Their music may have been there during moments of happiness. It may have been there during moments of loneliness. It may have helped someone through a difficult day. And sometimes, music becomes something more than sound. It becomes a memory. It becomes comfort. It becomes a reminder that someone was not alone. That is why seeing BTS live can carry such emotional weight. For someone who has spent years watching Jimin through a screen, finally seeing him on a stage in front of thousands of people can feel almost surreal. And then comes the rain. Not as an obstacle that destroys the memory, but as something that becomes permanently attached to it. Years from now, a fan may hear a BTS song and suddenly remember that night. They may remember Toronto. They may remember the rain. They may remember the lights. They may remember screaming with thousands of other ARMY. And most importantly, they may remember seeing BTS perform in front of them. That is the strange beauty of live concerts. You cannot completely recreate them. You can watch videos afterward. You can look at photographs. You can read fan reports. But you cannot fully reproduce the feeling of standing there in that exact moment. That is why even a few seconds of concert footage can create such a powerful reaction online. A short video may show BTS on stage. The audience may be heard screaming. But behind those few seconds is an entire story. Months of preparation, travel, rehearsals, production, security, thousands of fans, and years of emotional connection. That is why a concert does not truly begin when the stage lights turn on. In some ways, it begins months before that. It begins when fans purchase tickets, when they plan their journeys, when they count down the days, when they choose their outfits, when they prepare their banners and light sticks, when they tell friends and family that they are finally going to see BTS. And then, after all that waiting, the night arrives. Toronto became one of those nights. But there is another reason this story is especially interesting for Jimin fans. Jimin has often been praised for the way he combines technical performance with emotional expression. His dancing is precise. His vocals can be delicate or powerful. And his facial expressions can completely change the atmosphere of a performance. When a performer like Jimin is on a large stage, every movement can become part of the visual story. The lighting, the choreography, the music, the audience, and now the rain. But we have to be careful not to invent private thoughts or conversations. We do not know exactly what Jimin was thinking during every second of the performance. We cannot claim that he felt a specific emotion unless he personally confirmed it. What we can talk about is what viewers saw and how fans responded. And the reaction from ARMY is what makes this story so fascinating. Fans continued singing. They continued waving their light sticks. They continued cheering. They continued recording. They continued giving energy back to the stage. That exchange between performer and audience is one of the most fascinating parts of live entertainment. Energy does not move only from the stage to the crowd. It moves in both directions. The artists perform. The audience reacts. The members hear the screams. The fans see the smiles. And the cycle continues. That is why rain does not automatically destroy the atmosphere. The atmosphere comes from people, from shared memories, from music, from anticipation, from the feeling that everyone in that stadium is experiencing the same moment together. And now, the story becomes even more intriguing, because there is one question that fans may still be asking. What actually happened on that stage after the rain became part of the night? Did Jimin and the other members continue performing with the same energy? How did ARMY react when they realized that the show was continuing? And was there a particular moment that transformed Toronto D1 from simply another concert into an emotional memory? Those are the questions we will explore in part 2. Because once the rain became one of the main characters of the night, the Toronto story became much more than a simple weather update. It became a story about anticipation, commitment, memories, and the connection between BTS and ARMY. And when the cameras turned back toward the stage, many fans began paying even closer attention to one particular member, Jimin. There is something about Jimin's presence on stage that can make fans watch every movement. Was it simply the atmosphere of the night?